Do you guys remember the game? I first learned about the game from a Jack Swims video. I don't remember which one, but it was a Yai video and somebody just submitted the game as an answer. And then Jack Swims got all upset and like, oh, I can't believe I just lost the game. Man, some of you guys are probably too young to remember the game. I've always gotten defensive whenever people say, oh, you probably don't know about this because it's before your time. Because like a lot of people know about stuff that's technically from before their time. I mean, your parents show you stuff, your grandparents show you stuff, you see stuff in movies, on YouTube. Like, you're not limited to knowing about the things that are relevant in your generation. You can absolutely go back and know things that you theoretically shouldn't. So anyway, I got researching, and after Googling it and looking on Urban Dictionary, I found out what the game is. For any of you who might not know, basically the idea of the game is that you want to forget that you're playing the game. If you're not actively thinking about the game and not actively aware that you're playing it, then you are winning the game. However, if you are thinking about it and are aware that you're playing it, then you are losing the game. We are all losing the game right now because I'm talking about it and theoretically you're listening. However, by the end of the day today, or when you wake up tomorrow morning, you won't be actively thinking about this. You might not have forgotten it, but it won't be at the forefront of your mind and you won't be thinking about the game. Therefore, you will be winning the game. However, in a few days, somebody might say the word game or say the game, and it'll cause some word association to happen that makes you remember this conversation. Well, I guess it's not a conversation, you can't really talk back to me, but this video. You will then have lost the game. The best way to cope is to go tell other people about it, and if they were already in on the game, then they just lost and you ruined their day, or if they weren't in on it, then now they are and you just ruined their life. I find the game hilarious as a concept. It is weaponizing word association in a way that you cannot fight because it is a subconscious process. No matter how upset about the game you get or how silly you think it is, once you know about it, you will forever be affected by it, and there is literally nothing you can do about it. And I think it's having a bit of a comeback lately in a different form and way more aggressive than it was before. Allow me to talk for a little bit about 6-7. You undoubtedly know about 6-7 by now, unless you are watching this centuries in the future and the knowledge has been lost to the generations. Effectively, actually, I don't really know what 6-7 is. I haven't been on social media in a long time, and I'm not really hip to the new memes and whatnot. I usually find out what's relevant from my coworkers, and one day, well into the lifespan of the 6-7 meme, one of my coworkers said 6-7, and another one of my coworkers was like, oh, haha, she said the thing, and me and her were like, what? What's funny about 6-7? And he's like, you don't know about it? And I was like, what's the meme? And he couldn't really explain it either. I think he said that it was from a song. I've heard some people say that it's not from a song, but just from some random kid saying it. But I think it makes more sense that it would be from a song. I did no research. I don't really care. Anyway, the idea is just that the numbers 6-7 or the number 67 is funny. And when somebody says it, there's the hand motion that you do and everybody laughs. That's really all there is to it. There's not a lot of logic behind why 6-7 in particular. It just happens to be the number. And that seems to upset a lot of people. A lot of people say that it's the dumbest thing that this generation has come up with, or that it's one of the dumbest jokes ever. And I don't necessarily agree. You'll see a lot of people make the argument that all the other funny numbers from history have had a meaning behind them, like 69 is the sex number, or 420 is the weed number. And while there is logic to why 69 is the sex number, why is 420 the weed number? Don't go Google it and tell me. Do you know? If you've ever laughed at the 420 number, do you know why it's the weed number? Or did somebody just tell you that number is funny because weed and you said okay? Most people I've known in my life have had no clue why 420 is the weed number, and I'd be willing to bet that almost everybody listening to this right now doesn't know why 420 is the weed number. But somebody told you 420 is the weed number and that's funny, and you said okay, and then now whenever you see the number 420 you go haha 420, and everybody goes haha they said 420, and everybody just agrees that it's funny. In SpongeBob, when they say, what, it's funnier than 24? 25. What's the lot? Why 24 and 25? And don't give me that trivia Watch Mojo shit about, oh, it's actually because of the channels that the shows were playing on. You didn't know that when you watched that show. You didn't connect those dots. You figured that out like a decade later. when somebody told it to you. You didn't figure that out. You laughed at it without knowing that because the show insinuated that those numbers were funny, and you said, oh, okay, those numbers are funny then. And then I've quoted that a million times. I've heard other people quote it all the time, and every time people think it's funny because the show said it was funny, and we all agreed it was funny. So it's funny. Obviously, some jokes are logical. Some jokes are funny because they come to a humorous conclusion from a series of points. But some jokes are just fucking funny, man. 1738. Why is that number the number that he says? I'm sure there's a reason, and that one's more likely for people to know because it's probably some cultural thing that I'm just ignorant to. But a lot of people were quoting that back in the day on Vine and stuff, and I'm sure they had no clue what 1738 meant. I'm sure that there's a bunch of people who use that number all the time and have no clue what's funny about it other than that they heard it on Vine all the time back in the day, and so it's funny. Anyway, that's just me defending 6-7 as a joke because I feel like a lot of people seem to sit on this high horse and be like, oh, it's not funny because there's no logic to it, it's just a number. But we've laughed at a lot of numbers in the past who have just as much, if not less, logic. If 420 can be weed number and you don't know why, 6-7 can be brain rot number. And we do know why because it got posted everywhere. That's just what brain rot is. However, outside of being a joke that I do think is at least capable of being funny, I think there's a little more value to 6-7. Brings me back to that thing I talked about at the beginning of the video, the game. You remember, right? Unfortunately. I think 6-7 is the game reborn, and a million times more lethal. I think 6-7 is the strongest cognito hazard that we have ever borne witness to. The game ruined a word or a pair of words depending on how strong your word association with it is. You either can't hear the word game without thinking about it or can't hear the phrase the game without thinking about it. I actually own a card game called The Game, and I do love that game. However, every time I bring it out, there's a couple minutes of discourse where I'm like, oh, I have the game, and then everybody's like, oh, we just lost the game, oh my gosh, and then we play it and it's really fun. But anyway, 6-7 doesn't ruin a word. It ruins a counting system. No one from this generation will ever be able to count higher than 6 the same again for the rest of their lives. From now on, when you're counting something, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then depending the kind of person you are, you either lean into it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you do the funny hand motion, or it's you say it and then you look around and you glare and you see if anybody's laughing, and when you see somebody smiling, you go, don't, come on, we're not doing that, that joke's so stupid, oh my gosh, don't you be mature, it's just a number, it's not even funny. Like, when people get mad at 6-7, I think they're contributing to the bit. I think it's the same as the game. The game is supposed to be infuriating. Nobody's like, oh, I lost the game, yay! It's always, oh, I just lost the game, I can't believe it. I think 6-7's supposed to be the same way. You hear those numbers, which are almost unavoidable, and you get mad. You get upset about it. You go, oh my gosh, 6-7. You wish that you could count without thinking about it, but you can't. And I think that is so funny. When I'm at work and I'm counting out change to somebody and their change is $7 and something, I grab the $5 bill and then I grab the stack of ones. And so I start at 5 and it's 5, 6, 7, and then whatever change. And every goddamn time, I try not to giggle because there's a customer in front of me and it's usually a grown adult who's probably not going to laugh at 6-7. But I can hear my coworkers giggling behind me every time. It's so funny. It's so good. Every time that I'm counting money at the end of the night, I'm counting and I'm like, oh, how many 20s in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's nothing that you can do about it. It has ruined all of us permanently. The more upset you get about it, the more you are leaning into it, because no matter how mad you get about it, you're still having a reaction. The point of 6-7 isn't to make you laugh. You can if you want. If you want to be like me and make peace with it and think that it's funny, maybe that's the good ending. But the point of it is to make you think about it. It is a cognito hazard, like I said. It is mimetic. Its goal is not to have a specific effect on you. Its goal is to have an effect on you at all, and there's nothing you can do to stop it from doing that. I think that is so goddamn funny. Anyway, I just wanted to put this out there because I really do believe that 6-7 is deeply funny, even if the joke itself isn't what it is. Should I even do an outro on this? This wasn't like a real video. I've got actual videos that I've been working on for like a year, mostly because I've been procrastinating them. Like crazy procrastinating them. Like these should not be taking a year. One of them maybe, because there's a lot going into it. But like I got some other videos that I definitely gonna knock down in like a week. But I've just been staring at the script doc for like a year, sitting there waiting to read it. But those feel more deserving of an outro. This one maybe doesn't, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If you enjoyed my little rant, go ahead and give me a like and give me a comment telling me if you have any further points, any other numbers that you think are funny without meaning. If you didn't enjoy my rant, or if you disagree with me and want to express that, you can feel free to drop a dislike and then leave a comment telling me what you didn't like. I'm sure there's a lot to not like about this video. Like I said, it's not very polished, but feel free to argue with me in the comments. Tell me your counterpoints. I think you can counter my argument of 6-7 being funny, probably, in a lot of ways. There's probably holes in it, there's probably flaws, but I think it being a cognito hazard, I think that is... What phrase am I looking for? I don't know. I think that's unchallengeable. I think that it's objective, and nothing that anyone says can make me think that it's any less funny. But anyway, yeah, feel free to like or dislike or comment. If you want to see those videos I was talking about that I'm working on, the card game I mentioned earlier, the game is actually going to be featured in at least one of them, depending what order I get them out in, or which ones they do end up finishing or not. Then there might be in multiple of them. But if you want to see those, then you can feel free to subscribe. I can't promise that'll be anytime soon, but I'll probably get to them eventually. I don't know. I think that's about all I have to say. So, remember the game, 6-7. Hopefully I'll see you again, and if not, hopefully I'll get you next time. Whoa, oh my god, it's me with way worse mic quality because I didn't feel like hooking my mic back up, and I'm recording this after the fact. I just finished editing, and I figured you guys might, I don't know, you might have been invested in the gameplay going on in the background. So the rest of this video is just finishing out this run, up until I die. Spoiler alert, I don't win. Can you win a Smiler? I tried to get the secret, the final boss, which I consider winning, but I don't know if you can. Either I did it wrong or you can't do it as him. But anyway, yeah, you can watch the rest of it if you want. Just jam out to the music because it's really, really good. It's really good music. This game's Windowkill. I'm gonna put that in the description for sure. But if you haven't looked at that and you've gotten this far, it's Windowkill. Go play Windowkill. It's a really, really good game. It's really fun. You won't have this character unlocked by default. You'll have to play as somebody else. And I won't tell you how to unlock this character. Figure it out for yourself. It's really fun. Anyway, I'll shut up in a second. My mouth is really dry. Can you hear it? My water tastes bad right now. I don't know if it's my water bottle or my filter, but I just changed the filter like a month ago, which I should probably change it soon. Again, because I drink a lot of water. But anyway, you guys don't fucking care. I didn't realize one of my other videos that I scripted out, maybe I'm not going to shut up soon. One of my other videos that I scripted out, I've been trying to avoid swears in it. Not because I'm against swearing at all. I cuss like a fucking sailor, as you can tell, in real life. But I feel like I kind of want to maybe tone it down in my videos. Because I also just want to cuss less in general, in real life. So I've been really, proofreading, making sure I don't slip in anything too crass. And then I was listening back to this video, which was unscripted, and oh my fucking god, that illusion went out the fucking window. But anyway, yeah, I started making this video a while ago, a long ass time ago, and then I like recorded it, and then didn't feel like editing the audio, so I put that off for a long time, and I finally did that, and I was like, okay, time for the visuals. What am I gonna do for the visuals? And then I was like, oh, I could do like gameplay of something. So I tried to do Binding of Isaac, which I play on PS4, and I couldn't get OBS to capture my PS4 correctly. It was like really, really laggy, which I think might be because I have a shit ass PC. It was like, or not PC, it's a laptop, which is probably most of the problem. But yeah, it's not good. It was like really laggy, and I couldn't get audio to work, even though I don't really need audio for this necessarily. I ended up using the audio for this one, but I wouldn't have needed it for Isaac necessarily. But yeah, I ended up just deciding to play something on my actual PC, and I decided that Windowkill would be good, because that game's really, really fun. I like Windowkill a lot. So I just recorded some Windowkill, put it over, and then I spent forever making the sprites of... The character's name is Chloe, by the way. If you're curious about the girl who's been in the corner, her name is Chloe. I won't get too into who she is, but there's some lore. I've never been big into making OCs. I don't have a problem with them. I think they're awesome. I love when people make them. I just never got into it. But Chloe is one of my only ones. I mean, there's certain like characters I draw a lot, but I don't really have like stories behind them or names to them. But Chloe's an exception. I love Chloe dearly, and I'm happy to introduce her to the world. But yeah, it started with just like 2 sprites, and the idea was that I was just gonna switch between those 2 for the entire video. The one where she's covering her mouth, and the one where she's like looking away and her hands flopped out. And then there just kept being a series of moments where I was like, oh, but this would be too perfect to not make a sprite specifically for this. I keep saying sprite, that's not the right word, that's just what I've been calling them in like the folder I keep them in. But I kept having moments where I was like, oh, well, I should make one where she's doing this, or she's making this face. And then I would do that, and then I would find a bunch of other moments where it made sense. And I was like, well, I guess I might as well keep using it. And then I did that with like a million more sprites. So now I've got a whole array of Chloe sprites that will hopefully see more use in the coming days. So yeah, I've been working hard on a lot of my other videos. By which I can totally hear my own mouth. This has got to be disgusting to listen to. But I'm working hard on all my other videos, mostly just spending a lot of time in the script side of things, which I don't know. I feel like whenever I'm reading a script, it's really obvious and it comes off unnatural. So I might not even end up conforming to the script as much. I'm undecided how I want to handle it. But then I have to worry about getting footage, which for a lot of my other videos that I want to do, I need a lot of like actual like recorded footage of specific things that are related to the video. So that's going to be a whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to be a while before I upload anything else, because it takes a lot for me to convince myself to do stuff. But I'm working on them, I promise. And yeah, if you're one of the probably 14 people, I'm going to be generous and estimate, that are ever going to see this video, then maybe you can be one of the 3 that will go on to ever see one of those other videos. Gameplay's like almost done. There's like, what, 6 or 7 minutes left. Oh my goodness gracious, that was totally an accident. But yeah, I'm about done. I realized that the last line of the original script, or not script, like I said, it wasn't scripted, the original audio doesn't make sense. I said, if you're gonna come back and watch the other videos, then cool, and if not, maybe I'll get you next time. But there wouldn't be a next time if you're not gonna come back and watch the other videos. So that doesn't really make sense. In one of my other scripts, I wrote I'll see you next, or maybe I'll get you next time line, as well as the whole like, oh, if you like, if you agree, like, if you don't like, drop a dislike. Because who promotes dislikes? Who tells you to dislike their video? I think it's fun. I think it's quirky. yeah, it's a fun little end of video call to action, which is probably the worst place to put a call to action because people aren't going to be watching at that point. They probably clicked off. But I don't know. It felt right. I felt like I should put it in there. And then I kind of liked the sound of it. The maybe I'll get you next time, sort of thing. But I kind of like shoehorned it in at the end of this one. I like finished the audio and I was like, oh, I didn't say the thing. I kind of wanted to make that a thing. And this is probably going to be the first video I finish, and it's going to be the first one up, so I got to do the thing. So I like after the fact added that in. Didn't really think about it, and then I realized as I was editing that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm getting probably shit on by this slime boss. I haven't been watching the gameplay while I've been talking. How am I doing? Damn, just deleted that thing. Yeah, I love Smiley. He's my favorite character to play as, because he's like obnoxiously overpowered. I mean, once you've got a couple multi-shots, you just melt anything and everything. You've got like built-in wall punch, because every time you're clicking the walls, it's clicking 1,000 times at once. It's good. I like him a lot. As you can tell, I'm not very good at the game. I'm not very good at most video games. to be clear. I'm not great, but I have fun. I don't remember. Did I get cringe comped in this one? I remember I was so happy I didn't have any cringe comp for a while of me playing this game. I didn't get cringe comped a single time. And then I remember it happening at some point and me being really sad about it. And because, like, fun fact, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with Windowkill, here's a fun little bit of trivia. There, I do get cringe comped there. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say get cringe comped, that attack where they do the window, and it's called snap, and they're like taking a picture of you. If you get hit by that, it saves a screenshot of you getting hit to a special folder called cringe compilation. And that folder was empty for a while for me because I had never gotten hit by that. And then I got hit. I don't think this was my first time. I think this was probably like the second or third. But it was, it's sad. It's sad the first time because you feel like you got pride in being like, yeah, I've unlocked all the characters and I didn't get cringe comp a single time, and now I can't prove that because you don't know. Now you know that there's stuff in the cringe comp. There's no way to prove when it's from. Frantically looking for a heal. Yeah, I bought that reserve, moused over it, hoping that it would like tell me what it does. I still don't know what a lot of those queued actions do. Gotta be honest. No clue. They don't really explain them. A lot of the upgrades are pretty self-explanatory, but that one and a lot of the other queued actions tend to not be. Smiler is a fun boss. Oh, this infection thing. I remember I haven't seen this many times. I didn't really know what it was about. I didn't know what I was really supposed to do about it. Yeah, I remember being really caught off guard by it. Anyway, Smiler, I feel like if I was better with my like aim training, if I played more like CS or something, I'd probably have more fun with them. But I'm really bad with a mouse. At least like precision with a mouse. And so I struggle a lot. With Smiler, having to, balance dodging while specifically clicking on the X on his window. It really, it's difficult for me. I'm not good enough at video games to be doing all that. Especially when you gotta worry about whatever this poison thing is and all the other enemies that you have to dodge. Like I'm not built for that kind of stuff. Not built for that. Am I just going to commentate out the end of this, or am I going to blue ball you right here at the very, very end? Could be fun. I mean, I feel like, I should stick with it till the end, but it'll also be funny to just abandon you, leave you with your own thoughts for the last, minute, see if anybody watches that far. I don't know. I don't know how to check viewer retention. I'll have to figure that out. I gotta figure out how to do all the YouTuber stuff. When do I start making money? Kidding. Obviously, I don't expect to make money anytime soon. Like I said, 14 views would be a dream come true. I know I have that one YouTube short that has fucking 400,000 or something. I might be way overshooting that. It has an obnoxious amount of views. If Fat Seal hits wall, I feel kind of bad because literally free booted. Literally stole that clip, downloaded it off Instagram. Thought it'd be funny to upload it. Forever ago. But at this point, I don't know. It's kind of funny to me that it's there with all those views. And again, I'm not making any fucking money off of it. So I might keep it up until, I don't know, if Jack Swims makes a video about me, then I'll take it down. This is the second time Jack Swims has been brought up in this video now. That's fun. One of them was in the DLC exclusive, which is what I'm calling this. Yeah. Dude, I think it's just because my editing software sucks. It's a free one that I have on my phone. I won't say the specific name because I kind of don't love it. They're doing a lot of AI shit now. They keep trying to constantly be like, use our AI features. I'm like, fucking end your life. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. I hate AI so fucking much. I can say that on YouTube. This video and none of my videos will ever be touched by AI. Oh fuck, I'm dead. It's over. I was gonna talk more. Bye.